Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms.
So today our topic is compensation and time. If you start with compensation, after we go over the topics of compensation, then we will also look at time. We came from basically hiring in last week when we hired a worker in our position management organization, and then also in our job management organization. But then we will look at what are the different steps of the company, and then we will hire a good compensation. So last time we hired a good test, hire the worker without the conversation. So first let's understand compensation, then we will hire good compensation. So what is compensation in working? So compensation doesn't sponsor these calories in that particular program for A. And then you have one more period, salary allowances, stock options, bullets, melee plants and opportunities. That is the total compensation for an employee. So salary or hourly plants represent the rate for frequency that an employee is eligible to earn. Now what does that mean? That means, like, let's say, your salary is $50,000 a year. So how are we representing the amount? We are representing the rate, which is $50,000. For frequency, right? Our only rate is, say, $80 an hour. Right. Or we say sometimes, let's say $3,000 a month. So whenever we are talking about the salary amount or the hourly amount, the compensation rate that is, we always specify the amount, which is the rate per frequency, like the per time period. In India it is more common to have amounts, annual amounts. Like a 5 lakh rupees per year, 10 lakh rupees per year. That is how we typically talk about the salary. So this is how we will represent the compensation. Whenever we enter the amount, it has to be the rate per frequency. How often are you going to pay that amount? Now does that mean that, let's say, we are entering 5 lakh rupees a year? Does that mean that the employee is actually going to earn once a year and 5 lakh rupees? No. No, right. No, the employee will be paid periodically whenever there is payroll. It can be once in 15 days, it can be per month. It can be anything. But when we say the compensation, we'll talk about the, let's say, the package of an employee. We always talk about the annual figures. I mean, that is more common. And in the US maybe, if you are on hourly basis, your rate will be per hour. And if you are a salary deploying, your compensation rate will be the annual amount. This is something that we have to keep in mind, that the whatever amount we talk about, they will represent the rate for frequency that the employee is eligible to earn. They are eligible for that. Now, compensation is not the actual wages in an employee's speech. Do we all agree? And if we agree, then my question would be, why is compensation not the actual wages in an employee's contract? What happens? We have no questions. The doctor's correct. So the doctor will have the earnings. And we also have the deductions. There will be deductions. At least, if there are no other deductions, there will be at least the taxes. Okay, they will be the taxes. There will be retireals. There will be so many different things, benefit plans. So there will be deductions, and there will be earnings. So the compensation, whenever we talk about compensation, that is the earnings part of the story. That is earnings part. All your allowances. Let's say, you referred someone. So you've got a referral bonus. Right. You have spent a certain time with the organization, let's say 1 year or 3 years or 5 years, you've got a special kind of bonus for your years of service. The company made profits. You got some awards, or maybe you got some dividends. Right. So those are all your earnings. So in compensation, whenever we talk about compensation, we only talk about the earnings. We do not talk about the deductions. Okay, now compensation may include the accounting of one-time payments, and stock runs one-time payments. Like your awards, one-time payments can be your referral bonuses. One-time payments can be your, let's say, company made some profit. They gave some money to its employees. A growth-driven, profit-sharing kind of concept. So those are also part of compensation. A one-time payment is also a part of compensation. Right, but just keep that in mind, that your deductions and taxes, those are not part of compensation. They're part of payroll. They will be included in payroll. Yeah, but not in compensation. So compensation is assigned to employees only. And no compensation is assigned to contingent workers. We talked about this in our demonstration, but still let me elaborate that one more time. Compensation is only assigned to the employees. And then let me ask you this. How are the contingent workers paid in that case? We discussed this, but still, and somebody summarized. Yeah. Contingent workers paid. The contingent workers are paid from their employers. Okay. To the respective organization. Absolutely. So they are treated as suppliers. Supplies of service. And so they belong to another company who is a vendor. The vendor is paid, and the vendor takes care of their compensation. It depends on what kind of what kind of contract that worker has with their employer, because they are not our employees. They're just here on a short-term assignment. So contingent workers are not given any compensation. Typically, compensation is assigned to employees only. Now, another important point that we must remember in terms of compensation is that being eligible for a compensation does not mean that the employee is assigned to it. Let's say relocation bonus. Okay, relocation allowance. All employees are eligible for it. Correct. All employees are eligible for a relocation bonus. But let's say that my office is in Bangalore, and the employee is also in Bangalore. His or her previous work location is also Bangalore, or maybe that is his. That is his or her location Bangalore. Will the company give a relocation bonus to that particular worker? No. All right. So employees eligible for it, right? All employees are eligible for a relocation bonus. But will this particular employee get the amount? No. Right. They will not be getting this amount. So whenever the recruitment specialist or whoever is doing the compensation, when they will do the compensation for this worker, they will say, "Was you already in Bangalore? So I will not assign this component to your compensation package." So this will not be assigned to their compensation package, this relocation bonus. But let's say the job is in Bangalore, but the worker is now in Delhi. Same kind of job profile, same kind of work experience, same kind of package. But the worker in Delhi, will they be eligible for a relocation bonus? A relocation allowance? Yes. Yes, most likely yes. Most likely. Yes, if the company has a policy. So, for this particular employee, this relocation allowance will be assigned to the worker who is coming and joining us from Delhi. So but the previous worker that we talked about, one in Bangalore, he was eligible for a compensation plan, but it was not assigned to his package because it was not relevant for him, although he was eligible for it. But for the other worker, the one from Delhi, he was eligible, and it was also assigned to him. Now, this is one concept. Another concept that we was keeping in mind is, even if you are assigned some kind of compensation plan, it is not necessary that you are always going to get the payment for it. Now, let's say you're assigned. Every employee is eligible for a referral bonus plan. But do you always get the payment of a referral bonus plan every month along with your salary? No, it's one bank. And when do you get it? Case by case, like yes, yeah, elaborate. Yeah, go on. So in some cases, like the business, we give a referral bonus when the joiner joins, and then he completes 3 months with us. Then I get a referral bonus because he has to be with us 3 months. So that is something that we have said. But in some organizations, like my ex-employer, like Fidelity, they used to give it when the person joins, and then after a certain period of time you just get it in your paycheck. So it can be 3 months. It can be 1 month. It can be 2 months. That can vary from company to company. That is fine. But the key point is the employee has to refer someone. And that the person who has been referred, that person has to clear the interviews and ultimately join the organization. Right. And then